The Jimmy Z Show.
You know, a lot of people ask me why I spend so much time talking with young people on my show. And the big reason is that Rush Limbaugh and Mark Levin and Sean Hannity and the rest of them really don't. Sean Hannity spends all this time talking about black conservatives, and I realize that black conservatives are important, but right now, black conservatives are more important to conservatives than they are to liberal and Democrat black people. And I realize that conservative people love hearing from these black politicians and black commentators that are also conservative. That makes sense. But it doesn't change anything. I've been saying for a while now, and I've got some notes about this, and I keep meaning to talk about it in detail, and I don't have time right now, but the bottom line is black conservatives are not going to reach black people in the inner city and in black neighborhoods by talking with Sean Hannity on Fox News. That's not where black people are going to hear the message. Black conservatives like Thomas Sowell, Herman Cain, Ben Carson need to be on a bus traveling into the inner city and having a fair, having a street fair with some rides and food and live music and speak to the people. That's the only way they're going to be heard. But now I'm way off the topic. What was I talking about? It's the Jimmy Z Show at thejimmyzshow.com. I'm glad you're listening. If you want to contact the show for any reason whatsoever, the email address is jz@thejimmyzshow.com. And if you want to call and record your comments for playback on the next day's show, the phone number is 714-905-9591. And I must apologize. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 calls that I haven't heard yet. And they're sitting there from before I went on hiatus because of my sore back. So I promise sometime this week I'm going to get to those phone calls. All right? Now, as to where I left off. Oh, yeah, the reason why I like bringing young conservatives on this show, and I include Caden Cowger, Jason Veely. Today we're going to talk with Stephanie Conway. It is so important because the youth in high school and college especially must be reached. And they're not going to, well, some people will, but most youth are not going to be listening to Rush Limbaugh and Mark Levin and all the rest. They're not going to be tuning in the Jimmy Z Show. What America needs are young conservatives to reach young people. Because what's happening now is that the young are being indoctrinated by public schools and in higher education. And the way to impede that, the way to interrupt that, is for young conservatives to make it cool to be young and conservative, to be individual, and defy those who are marching in lockstep. And I think that's the only way you can reach young people in high school and college, is with conservatives who are their peers. And so I'm promoting these really sharp young conservatives because I respect them and because I believe that they are the future. And in fact, we know that the future of America rests with these young people. And so you must reach them. I have no idea why websites like Breitbart and the Heritage Foundation, you can list a lot of conservative websites who are not reaching out to young people. But Junior Factor Nation is already doing it. And so I'm a big fan of what Caden Cowger and especially Jason Veely have put together on Junior Factor Nation. A lot of radio shows that are hosted by young conservatives, and they're reaching out to young people with the conservative message.
The Jimmy Z